Good morning. Recently, we've been talking about fractions and decimals in math, and today we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to use fractions and decimals for something that's a little bit more fun in math. Today, we're going to work with probability. So, we are going to actually spend 2 days on this. I'm going to pull up the notes. We're going to fill these out together. You're going to solve a few problems on your own, and then you're going to conduct a trial or an experiment to kind of see the outcomes and prove what probability is. Okay, so this is in your Google Classroom. Part of it I've already filled in and just for time purposes. So I want to do one part at a time. I want to talk about what probability is. So probability tells us how likely something is to happen. The outcome is usually unpredictable or random. We usually have an idea of what the possibility could be. We just don't know exactly what that will be. So I had said before that probability is kind of fun. So we conduct trials or experiments with a random outcome, and the experiments are often conducted are like coin tosses, rolling a die, spinning a spinner, pulling an item from a bag. You can even do probability using a deck of cards. So let me just quickly show you. Here are some of the things that I set up earlier. So flipping a coin, when you flip a coin, we know it's either going to be heads or tails, but it's pretty random. We don't know which one we're going to get. Okay, spinner. A spinner could be separated into different sectors, and we don't know. We know it's either in this instance going to land on red or blue, but we do not know what, we don't know which one. It looks like it's more likely to land on red. We could do dice. We could pull cards. Ooh, what's going to appear? Is it going to be red? Is it going to be black? We could pick a specific number. We could pick a specific suit. In the bag, I have different, hold on. You can see I have 3 yellow, I have 1 red, and I have 6 orange. So we're going to talk about what probability is and how we can kind of predict what our possible outcomes are going to be, or what's the likelihood that we're going to land on each of those. So when we're working in our experiment or in the trial that we're doing, typically there's going to be an outcome that we're trying to find. So we're actually going to set this up as a fraction. What we're trying to find, the outcome we want, is going to appear on the top, and the total number of possibilities is going to appear on the bottom. So let's take some of those that I just showed you, and let's take a look at them. So when we are working with a coin, it is either going to be heads or tails. We know that, okay? So in this case, it wants to know what's the likelihood we're going to flip a tails. Well, there's only one tail, so the outcome is 1. It goes on top. The possibilities, there are 2 possibilities. It's either going to be heads or it's going to be tails. So our probability here is 1 out of 2. Okay, so let me show you something really quickly. 1 out of 2 is a fraction. I can divide my fraction to turn it into a decimal. Okay, then to turn it into a percent, I could multiply it by 100. There's a 50% chance that I'm going to land on a tails. Okay. When we look at our dice, our desired outcome this time is rolling a number that is greater than 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all greater than 1. There are 5 possible outcomes, and there are 6 total possibilities. So 5 out of 6. Let me show you. 5 out of 6, or 5 divided by 6, is 8.33333333. If I multiply that by 100, turn it into percent, that's an 83% chance. So that's pretty good chance that I'm going to land or roll higher than a 1. Let's do 2 more, and then we're going to talk about some vocab with probability. So spinning a blue, if you look on this spinner, there are 5 blue. So 5 is my numerator. Total possibilities, there were 16 total sections here. So 5 out of 16. This one doesn't seem very likely. Let's do 5 divided by 16. And that one would be 31%. And when you're multiplying by 100, you're really just moving your decimal 2 places. So even without multiplying, I can look at a decimal and know really quickly what that percent is. So that one's a 31%, not super likely. This one is even less. It says pulling out a white marble. So we only have one white marble, and there are 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total marbles. So I have a 1 out of 11 chance. 1 out of 11. That's a 9% chance. That is super unlikely. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about, this is a probability line. And this is something that we use in probability to kind of tell us how likely something is to happen. So you can see that it's the least likely something is to happen is it's impossible. It cannot happen. The other part is it's certain, it has a 100% chance of happening. And then there's all this area in between. So none of our fractions that we came up with were 0. Okay, if we said, what's the likelihood of pulling out a red marble? That would be impossible. There are no red marbles in there, so we are not going to roll a red marble. Okay, but we are certain that we are going to pull out a colored marble. Okay, it was a 1 out of 11, and that was super low. So on the probability line, realistically, if we were to move this, it would fall somewhere probably over there, pretty low. So it's unlikely that we're going to pull a 1 or a white out of the bag. This one, remember, rolling a number that was greater, that was 83%. So 83% would probably fall somewhere over here, and we're saying that's pretty likely that that event is going to happen. Now, one of the things that you need to know is with probability, the more trials you do or the more times you try it, the more likely it is to get that probability. So if we were to flip a coin, and let's say we just flipped the coin 5 times, well, half the time it should end up tails. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. If we roll or if we flip the coin 10 or 20 or 30 or 100 times, it's more likely going to happen that we will fall within that 1/2 probability of actually coming through. All right, let's try some together. So we're going to do 1, 3, and 5 together. You're going to do 2, 4, and 6 on your own, and then we're going to talk about a kind of a trial I want you to conduct. So this says, what is the probability of flipping heads as a fraction, decimal, or percent? So fraction, remember we put the desired outcome, how many chances that is out of the total number of possibilities. So it says heads, there's 1 heads. Okay, and then there are 2 possibilities. It's either going to be heads or tails. Now let me show you a trick for a fraction bar. I just did 1 and then I hit enter and put the 2 underneath. If I underline my 1, voila, now I have fraction. Okay, now to get my decimal, I just do 1 divided by 2 in my calculator, and that's 0.5. 0.5 or 0.50, okay, 5/10 or 50/100. As a percent, I just multiply that by 100 or move my decimal 2 places over, and that is a 50% chance of that happening. Okay, number 3, a spinner has 10 equally sized sectors, that's pieces. What is the probability of spinning a 5? Okay, so if it's 1 to 10, there's only 1 5. So we have a 1 in 10 chance. Underline. And I'm going to center this because I want that it's going to bug Mrs. Dunn if it doesn't line up. Okay, 1 out of 10. 1 divided by 10 is 0.10, 0.1 or 0.10. For getting my percent, I'm going to go ahead and add that 0. Then it says place a dot on the line to represent the probability. So a 10% chance is pretty low. It's going to fall over here. So I'm going to insert a shape. Oops. I'm going to do a circle. And I'm probably going to put it right there. And then you could fill it with whatever color you want. I'm going to make mine blue. Okay. Use this spinner to answer the questions. What is the probability of spinning an 8? Okay, there's 1 8 and there are 8 sections. So that would be 1 out of 8. 1 out of 8. Underline. Okay. What is the probability of spinning a 4? Now I'm going to cheat. This is not the same fraction, but instead of having to recreate it each time, I'm going to hit Control C, and then I'm going to hit Control V, and it pasted it in, and then I can just change my numbers. What is the probability of spinning a 4? Well, a 4 is also 1 out of 8. Okay, what is the probability of spinning in the gray sector? Gray is 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to Control V again, and then I'm going to move this down. I'm going to change my 1 to a 3. I have a 3 out of 8 chance. And then what's the probability of spinning in the white sector? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5 out of 8 chance. Okay, so that's kind of could be the first day. You could either keep working and complete the second day, so all your work's done in one, or if you're ready, go ahead and take a break. But what you're going to do is problems 2, 4, and 6, you're going to fill those in. And then the second part, I just want to show you really quickly, is I want you to create or conduct your own experiment. So you're going to go to, you're going to go to the tools, and it gives you some choices. Sorry. Yours, you just click on the link. Okay, when you get there, you might have to activate Adobe or Flash. Okay, you're going to pick any of these. Don't pick coin. I'm going to show you coin. So I want the number of trials to be 50. And if you throw a coin, it's going to show you the possibilities here. Okay. And when you do that, you can either show it as a table or you can show it as a frequency diagram. It's totally up to you. Now, because it did all of them at the same time, you could conduct more than one if you would like. You could do them all. And what you're going to do is follow these instructions to insert the trial that you came up with below. And that's all you have to do for probability. Be sure to submit your assignment when you're all finished.